When Florivaldo de Oliveira was just a school kid, his friends began to call him Capo Bruno, Corporal Bruno. Even his mother called him by the nickname it said, and he didn't like it. He was born in Uchoa in the Sao Paulo region of Brazil and grew up in nearby Catanduva. When he was 20, he joined the Brazilian military police. The military police are a federal security force who are supposed to preserve the public order in the Federated States of Brazil and in the federal district. They're not actually a part of the Brazilian military, more like a militarized police force that reports directly to the governor of whatever state they're working in. Cabo Bruno's state of Sao Paulo had a relatively high level of crime, especially in a district called Yabaquara. He would capture and arrest criminals there only to turn them over to the justice system and find out they were released within days. Now, this is his version. 4 years into the job, he's getting pretty frustrated with the whole situation. Allegedly, he was being paid additional money by local business owners to help them protect their shops. Oliveira denied that he was ever paid, but by 1982, he was pretty much done with handing over criminals to the justice system. He decided that when he was off shift, he would just take matters into his own hands. It was 1982 and suspected criminals just started dying all over, particularly in one neighborhood in the Jabaquara district. The victims were all shot and then left out in the open to warn anyone else who might be thinking that they should commit crimes. To avoid detection, he used a number of different cars to patrol the area, shoot his mark, and then drive away. He would frequently change the color of the car as well. He was pretty good at the vigilantism, since only one person ever survived being targeted by Capo Bruno. That was a young man who was coming home from shopping one evening, Jose Aparecido Benedito. He was shot twice in the head and 6 times in the back, but survived. When the bodies began to pile up, you can imagine that the community begins to live in terror. These were broad daylight murders out in the open. Even though Oliveira claimed to be a vigilante who only targeted criminals, it was still vigilantism, and a great number of the victims were killed for merely looking shady to Oliveira. If you were poor enough, you were shady to Oliveira. If you had tattoos, that too would get you targeted by the serial killer. The man, though, was not a vigilante. He was a serial killer, period, full stop. He would confess to 50 killings, complaining that he only did it because the justice system failed. By the time he got to trial, he recanted all of his confessions, and we would learn so much more about what was really going on. Here's the thing. Different cars or not, different car colors or not, he was taking down people in public, in the light of day, often in front of friends or family. Most of the time, there were witnesses, and they all recognized the demon in their midst, the man everyone called Capo Bruno. He wasn't just acting alone either. He actually led a group who helped him with the murders. At trial, we would also learn that he was not being paid by shop owners for protection, at least not voluntarily. He and his little death squad were extorting the business owners. Brazil had a long-standing problem with corrupt police officers participating in these so-called social cleansing death squads. Brazil put him to 12 separate trials for murder. He was convicted in all of those and sentenced to 112 years in prison. The military police were quite embarrassed to have had the man among their ranks. They were happy to have caught him and that he was going off to prison. But he wouldn't stay there. He escaped 4 different times, usually overpowering guards, once shooting at them after taking a guard's weapon, and once holding a hostage to escape. By 1991, though, they managed to get him back into prison one last time, and there he stayed until 2012. While he was in prison, he took up painting, even having an exhibition of his work in Sao Paulo. He took up religion and became a pastor. After he was released in August 2012, He lived with his family and kept up the religious work. He was giving Mass with his family the evening of September 26, 2012, and was walking home when two men approached from behind. Cabo Bruno was shot 20 times in the back. No one else was injured in the attack, and he would not survive. No one has ever been arrested in the murder. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate you, and until next Saturday, see ya. If you're enjoying these videos and want more, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any videos. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it.